All right, good morning, good Friday morning, that is. If you guys can, if you can let me know if you can hear me or not in chat, that'd be great. If you can hear me, that'd be awesome. I got a new mic. Last one blew up, I guess, last night, so I got a new one. But anyways, multi-day severe weather outbreak ongoing or going to be happening starting later this afternoon with this first wave, and then a tornado outbreak for tomorrow, Saturday, across the deep south. If you're just now joining us, please let me know if you can hear me. And in comments, please click that like button as well. And please share this with your friends and family. We have to get the word out there that this severe weather event's coming, not only for today, but tomorrow as well across the deep south. Okay, so let's get right into it. Friday, this was the moderate risk has expanded even through a little bit more of Missouri now into most of basically the southern three quarters of Illinois up here towards Iowa as well, parts of Kentucky, northwestern Tennessee, northeastern Arkansas under a moderate risk. It's a level 4 out of 5 risk here. Let me get this off here for you so you can see. All right, so you can see what the risks are down here. All right, so moderate risk goes severe thunderstorms across mid-Mississippi Valley and portions of the lower Ohio Valley today. A regional outbreak of severe storms is likely across the mid-Mississippi Valley to lower Mississippi Valley today or later today, including portions of the Ohio Valley as well. Tornadoes, several of which could be strong. I need you to listen to this, though. Widespread damaging winds, straight line winds with gusts from 70 to 90 miles per hour is possible. 70 to 90 miles per hour. That's with these thunderstorms. Now, on the backside of this, basically this dry punch, this dry line coming through, this low pressure coming through, there's going to be gusts of 60 to 80 miles per hour out here towards Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, and upwards of 65 miles per hour up here in parts of northern or northwest Arkansas, southwestern Missouri as well. So that's going to be a whole different ball game, and we'll talk about that here shortly. All right. Hail, scattered hail up to baseball size will be possible within some of these storms. All right, let's go over each individual risk. Then we're going to go over basically what the radar is going to look like timing-wise for today. Then we'll get into Saturday, look through all that, then radar for that, and then we'll look at this wind, this nasty wind coming through as well. All right, let's take a look at the tornado outlook for today. Of course, anywhere in this hatched area has a possibility of a significant tornado or some significant tornadoes in that hatched area here. But there is a bullseye. That red bullseye there is basically a 15 to 29% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. That is a significant risk, basically from St. Louis, Missouri, St. Charles, Missouri, St. Peters, Florissant, or Chesterfield, Missouri, over towards Marion, Illinois as well. That's basically the bullseye for today. And then on the outside of that, you got a 10 to 14% chance of possibility of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. In the yellow here, the brown area is 5 to 9%. And the green, 2 to 4% likelihood of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. But that red bullseye is very concerning. Like I said, probability of a tornado goes way up within 25 miles at any given point, a 15 to 29%. And Memphis, you're included in this 10 to 14%, but you are in this hatched area as well. So a possibility of a strong tornado is possible across, like I said, all this hatched area. Strong tornadoes could be possible today. All right, wind risk. This is a very significant risk because this expands all the way into most of northeastern Arkansas, far north central Arkansas, most of Missouri, little corner of Kansas here, parts of Nebraska, all of Iowa almost all of Illinois, getting down to northern Mississippi, parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana even. this pink area, anywhere in this hatched area, possibility of significant wind gusts greater than hurricane force, 74 miles per hour. But like I said, Storm Prediction Center is highlighting upwards of 90 mile per hour winds, 90 mile per hour straight line winds. So you have to stay weather aware today. And like I said, please help me, help you all, help others as well. Share this with your friends and family. We've got to get the word out there. And the more you interact with our lives and in our content, hitting that like button, commenting, stuff like that, it reaches more people. So please help us, help others get the word out there. But this pink area, basically, you can see down here, 45 to 59% likelihood of severe wind in excess of 60 miles per hour within 25 miles of any point. That is a significant chance of seeing severe wind gusts, and plus possibility of a significant wind gust greater than hurricane force or up to 90 miles per hour, according to the Storm Prediction Center. All right, severe hail. Hatched areas here. Greater than 2 inches in diameter is possible, which is hen eggs. So at least hen eggs possibly across this area, but upwards of baseball-sized hail, especially in anywhere in this hatched area here. Southeastern Iowa, through most of eastern half of Missouri, eastern Arkansas, northwestern part of Mississippi, western Tennessee, western Kentucky as well. And there's this red bullseye here, a 30 to 44% likelihood of seeing hail, severe hail, within 25 miles of any given point. So very significant day ongoing today. This is day one. Tomorrow, there's going to be a tornado outbreak on Saturday. We'll go over that here shortly. Alrighty, as we go throughout most of the day, it's going to be kind of quiet, but as we get towards the mid-afternoon and onwards, that's when storms are going to start developing. Basically, eastern parts of Kansas, they're eastern Oklahoma, start marching east here. They'll be into northwestern Arkansas, basically along the I-49 corridor from basically right around Fort Smith all the way to Kansas City, and then bending back here. So this is, you can see the clock up here. This is a 5 o'clock. This is just one model, of course. So anything could change here or could be stronger. A lot more storms. We'll just have to wait and see here. So here's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Big line of storms here. Just basically right around Springfield, going up towards the I-70 corridor, mid-Missouri here, and bending backwards up here into Des Moines. Getting close to Des Moines. So ahead of this line of storms, you're going to have significant wind gusts of 60, 70, 80, maybe even 90 miles per hour. Now, when you get into these clusters of storms down here, that may pose a little bit more of a tornado risk, especially when they get out by themselves here across southern Missouri to northern Arkansas. We'll see how that plays out. There is some storms starting to develop out here in parts of southeastern Arkansas as well. So as we go towards 8, 9 o'clock hour, there is individual cells here that need to be watched, because that's where the tornado likelihood is a lot higher. Basically, St. Louis, southeastern Missouri. So these storms will get out by themselves. But 8 to 9 o'clock, this bow line of storms is cranking through Missouri, parts of Iowa. So upwards of 90 mile per hour winds is possible. That'll create some significant damage across a lot of that area. And as we go towards 10 o'clock through 11, 12 o'clock, this is when the threat is not over. So this is going to be individual supercells, possibly QLCS tornadoes as well. So embedded in this line here. So this is just going to be a mess, basically from Memphis all the way north. So any storm that develops could get out of hand pretty quickly across that area. So then as we get towards tomorrow, that's when we'll start talking about these storms down here into the south, because there's going to be a tornado outbreak in the deep south as well. We're going to go over more Friday stuff real quick, then we'll start talking about Saturday here. Alrighty, not only is there going to be a significant severe weather threat, there is going to be a nasty wind event that's going to unfold as well, all the way from the northern plains, here, where there's actually winter storm watches up, which will probably transition to winter or blizzard warnings. And some of the National Weather Services up there are saying that there's going to be a possibility of 80 to 90 mile per hour gusts with the snow falling. So unbelievable. We have basically high wind warnings from eastern Colorado through Nebraska, Kansas, most of the northwestern half of Texas, most of Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, most of eastern half, western half of Missouri. So parts of Texas here into western Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska here, you can have gusts upwards of 80 miles per hour. This is non-thunderstorm wind gusts upwards of 80 miles per hour. There's going to be dust storms. I would not be wanting to drive an 18-wheeler through here anywhere through possibly the central part of the country today. Easily, if you're not loaded down, you get flip over probably pretty quick with some of these gusts. Major dust storms going to create basically no visibility across Texas and Oklahoma, parts of Oklahoma here. And then as you march east, yes, the wind will go down, but even towards parts of eastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, parts of Missouri here, parts of eastern Kansas, you have gusts upwards of 65 miles per hour, even in northwest Arkansas. Now, this red area here, that's a red flag warning. Humidity values, as soon as this dry line basically comes through the area, your humidity values are going to drop in a hurry. So please do not have any fires today. Don't throw cigarettes out the window, anything like that, because this will start a fire pretty quickly as humidity values will be very low. And then with winds upwards of 80 miles per hour back here in Texas, Oklahoma, and upwards of 65 possibly up here in northwest Arkansas into the Ozarks, that's going to be not good news for fire conditions. That's why there's red flag warnings out for a lot of areas here, and even upwards up here in parts of Iowa into Illinois, as well as behind this system. There's just so much dry air going to be entrenched with this. So anything that starts, any fire that starts is going to spread very quickly. So please, please, please do not burn at all. Please do not throw cigarettes out the window, anything like that. Any spark or anything, especially with this wind and the humidity values that are so low, will ignite grass fires, maybe even forest fires up here in the Ozarks as well, and threaten structures and stuff. We don't want that at all. So please just be mindful of what you're doing over the next few days, okay? All right, that was a lot to talk about, even for Friday. There's lots and lots of stuff going on, and it's just going to be very nasty especially as we get towards this afternoon and through tonight with all this wind and severe weather. Now, as we go into Saturday, tornado outbreak is likely across the south here, especially basically from Tennessee, most of Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Georgia, and parts of the eastern half of Louisiana. You're under the gun tomorrow for significant severe weather, especially a tornado outbreak is possible with significant likelihood of very significant tornadoes as well across this area. All right, tornado outlook for the Saturday. You see this hatched area, very expansive hatched area of the significant tornadoes possible. Most of eastern half of Louisiana, basically all of Mississippi, all of Alabama, most of western half of Georgia, most of central Tennessee, and even edging up into southern Kentucky now as well. This red bullseye here, 15 to 29% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point across that area. Let me get you some areas here. All right, New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, over towards Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile as well. You're into basically the 15 to 29% risk here. The 10 to 14%, Nashville, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Knoxville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee as well, under that 10%. But anywhere in that hatched area has the possibility of a significant tornado. Tornadoes are possible in excess of EF2 or greater. So very significant tornado outbreak is possible on Saturday. Okay, so numerous Storm Prediction Center saying numerous significant tornadoes. Some long track tornadoes are expected on Saturday afternoon and evening, centered on eastern Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Widespread damaging wind swaths and scattered large hail is possible as well. Like I said, Storm Prediction Center has really ratcheted up their wording. Long-tracked, strong tornadoes are expected on Saturday afternoon and evening. Tornado outbreak is possible for tomorrow. All right. Alrighty, we're talking about Saturday now. So basically from northern Indiana all the way through Indianapolis, Louisville, Nashville. This is 3 a.m. There's still some storms around from this first wave that's coming through. But as we go throughout the day, there's going to be a little bit of lull in the morning, but then storms are going to start really ramping up as we get towards the noon hour. That's when storms are really going to start blowing up here across the west, parts of Mississippi into Louisiana here. And then by 3 o'clock, see the individual cells here. You see some of these cells are curving. That's not good news. So basically hooking back. So when you see high resolution models do that, there's going to be some major trouble across the south as we go towards tomorrow. So basically afternoon tomorrow is there's going to be some storms around the morning you need to pay attention to, but the most significant threat looks to be after 11 to 12 o'clock tomorrow with these nasty supercells out ahead of it. Could mean business across this area. So here's 5 o'clock tomorrow. Broken line of supercells possibly back here in Mississippi, and then big supercells possible back here into parts of southeastern Mississippi through parts of Alabama. And then as we get towards 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow, looks like Birmingham, Huntsville up to Nashville, Knoxville, very heavy rains up here in parts of Kentucky into Ohio. We said supercells ongoing with possibly some long track tornadoes possible. And even as we get towards 8 o'clock tomorrow night, still some significant big time storms. And you see some of these storms still hooking back with, like I said, this is not good news. Any storm that gets out by itself is going to have a chance to have a tornado with it tomorrow, because all the parameters that is are basically almost off the charts. So we need to you need to stay weather aware, and please share this with your friends and family. We have to get the word out there that tomorrow is going to be a very significant day. A tornado outbreak is possible across the south. So please help me get the word out there about this storm. So 1 a.m. Saturday or Sunday morning, see from Atlanta all the way towards the southeast parts of Alabama through the Gulf Coast. There's still going to be some very severe storms ongoing as we get into late Saturday into Sunday morning as well. All right, so we'll be I'll be getting that live together over on YouTube with live weather radar and alerts. I'm going to start that up here shortly. It'll cycle through the Storm Prediction Center, latest Storm Prediction Center stuff. It'll cycle through every 4 minutes or so you can see that. Once things start getting out of hand, once we start getting watches and stuff, you guys can watch it over on YouTube. It's instantaneous. And we do want to thank our supporters. We're constantly updating stuff around here. We have a new watch and warning ticker that updates instantaneously. As soon as National Weather Service issues that watch or issues that warning, it will be broadcasted right on our ticker for you and on our screen with the radar as well. So that'll be nonstop on YouTube starting here shortly. And then we will, as soon as stuff gets out of hand later today, we will move that broadcast. Not only it'll be on YouTube, but we'll throw it over on Facebook as well. We'll have some background music every once in a while, but once things get out of hand, I'll start chiming in and tell you what's actually happening across the area, okay? So thank you so much, everyone, and thank our supporters for supporting us as well. But very dangerous weather day as we go into today and into tomorrow. Tomorrow, significant tornado outbreak is possible across the south. Today, very nasty tornadoes possible with straight line winds with this Boeing line of storms that's going to be coming through, possibly especially across Missouri into Illinois, parts of northern Arkansas, into northwestern Tennessee, into Kentucky here. Could have some gusts upwards of 90 miles per hour. Then as this dry line comes through, the winds coming up behind it, going to be nasty. Upwards of 65 miles per hour gusts up here in the Ozarks. And then back here towards Oklahoma, Texas could have gusts upwards of 80 miles per hour, creating basically a nightmare scenario with fire danger and blinding dust storms across parts of western Texas into Oklahoma. I would not want to be driving any 18-wheelers today because the odds of you especially blowing over could be more significantly high as we go forward later this afternoon. Okay, please stay weather aware. Like I said, we will be live shortly on YouTube. We'll have consistent or constant alerts. Like I said, we have a ticker now that's up to the second with watches and warnings, and plus we'll have our weather radar up. And as soon as stuff starts going south today, we'll start broadcasting on Facebook as well with all that information. And then I will chime in every once in a while once we get some major severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings as well. Please stay safe. Please share this with your friends and family. We have to get the word out there, all right, about today and through tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay weather aware, and stay up to date with us over on YouTube. And like I said, we will broadcast our weather alerts and our weather radar over on Facebook once it starts getting crazy out there today.